A time for everything. There is a time for everything, and a season for every activity under heaven. A time to be born, a time to die, a time to plant and a time to uproot, a time to kill and a time to heal, a time to tear down and a time to build, a time to weep and a time to laugh, a time to mourn and a time to dance, a time to scatter stones and a time to gather them, a time to embrace and a time to refrain, a time to search and a time to give up, a time to keep and a time to throw away, a time to tear and a time to mind, a time to be silent and a time to speak, a time to love and a time to hate, a time for war and a time for peace. What does the worker gain from his toil? I have seen the burden God has laid on men. He has made everything beautiful in its time. He has also sent eternity in the hearts of men, yet they can't faith come what God has done from beginning to end. I know that there is everything better for men than to be happy and do good while they live, that everyone may eat and drink and find satisfaction in all his toil. This is a gift from God.
Thank you, John. Good morning.
Good morning.
Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed faculty and staff, proud families, and of course, the graduating seniors. Welcome to the Oxford Academy Commencement Ceremony for 2024. Today, we gather here to celebrate a remarkable milestone for the senior class, the culmination of years of hard work, dedication, and perseverance. This momentous occasion marks the end of one chapter and the beginning of another. As they stand on the precipice of a bright future, let us reflect on the journey thus far and embrace the boundless possibilities that lie ahead. First and foremost, let us take a moment to express our deepest gratitude to those who have guided us throughout this incredible journey. To our families and friends, thank you for your unwavering support and for being our pillars of strength, especially during difficult times or when we were not our best. To the unbelievably talented Oxford teachers and staff, thank you for your knowledge, your patience, and commitment toward nurturing these boys and shaping them into the individuals they are today. Your dedication has left an indelible mark on their lives, and they deserve special praise this morning. So please give the faculty and staff a round of applause. I would like to show my gratitude towards Rich Connell, Oxford's chairman of the board, for his incredible leadership and knowledge. I cannot imagine where Oxford would be without his guidance and passion for our school, and we are thankful to have him joining us today. I would like to thank my family, Tracy, Drew, and Dylan, for all their support throughout the year. I would like to thank the seniors for their efforts. I realize at times the journey to get to this point seemed unattainable, and yet here they are, about to receive the fruits of their labor. Seniors, graduation is not just a recognition of academic accomplishments. It is a testament to the strength of character you have developed over the years. You have overcome countless obstacles, faced numerous challenges, and persevered through moments of doubt and uncertainty. Each setback encountered has only served to strengthen your resilience and determination. As you embark on new paths, remember that failure is not a destination, but merely a stepping stone on the pathway to success. I also want to remind the seniors that your time here at Oxford has provided you with more than just knowledge. It has taught you the value of community, the importance of empathy, and the power of kindness. You have learned to appreciate different perspectives, embrace cultural differences, and work together towards a common goal. These lessons extend far beyond the classroom and will serve as the foundation for creating a better world. Now, it has become a tradition that I impart some specific reflections for each of the seniors. But before we get to that, I want to share a quick story that has some significance for today's proceedings. The story is called The Pursuit of Happiness. There was once a group of 100 people attending a seminar on personal development. In the middle of their talk, the speaker stops and decides to run an impromptu group activity. He hands out a balloon to each attendee and tells them to write their name on it. The balloons are then collected and placed in an adjacent room. The speaker then instructs the 100 attendees to enter the room and within 5 short minutes, find the balloon with their name on it. Pandemonium breaks loose as they charge in, pushing and colliding with each other as they desperately search for their name. The 5 minutes passes quickly and nobody succeeds. The speaker then tells each person to try again, only this time, pick up any random balloon and give it to the person whose name is written on it. Within a few minutes, everyone has their balloon back. He then said, "What just happened with those balloons is exactly what happens in our search for happiness. We frantically look for it all around us, not knowing where it is. Yet our happiness lies in the happiness of others. By giving them their happiness, you get yours." The story explains for us that joy and fulfillment rarely come from selfish pursuits, but almost always come from doing good deeds for others. By helping others, we help ourselves. By helping each of you get to the stage today, all of us have found happiness, and that is why we're here with you today. Now on to the seniors. Some of you may know this, some of you may not, but I love to watch home renovation shows, and I also love to watch any kind of cooking show. A number of weeks ago, back in early May, during a marathon of Somebody Feed Phil, a great show on Netflix that I recommend to anyone watching it, not just because the guy's name is Phil, it's actually a pretty good show. It occurred to me that it might be fun to put each graduate's name in the artificial intelligence generator and see what food they would be if it matched their personality. Last year I did this with the seniors and compared them to superheroes and villains with superpowers, and it was quite interesting. So this year I thought this might be a fun twist. So this is what I came up with, and I want to speak about all the seniors, even the ones who unfortunately couldn't join us today. Adrian Anderson. If Adrian were a food, he might be a decadent pizza with a twist. Like pizza, Adrian is versatile and adaptable, able to bring together different ingredients and personalities harmoniously. However, he's not just your ordinary pizza. He's the kind with unexpected toppings that surprise and charm. Adrian brings creativity and innovation to everything he does. Just like those unique pizza combinations that leave a lasting impression, he's a blend of tradition and innovation, always adding his own special touch to make things extraordinary. I want to say congratulations to him and thank him for being a wonderful member of our community. And even though he's not here, let's give him a round of applause. Ethan Barker. Now, this one was a bit confusing because I kept typing in grumpy, grumpy, grumpy. But apparently, artificial intelligence still has some bugs in it, so this is what it came up with. If Ethan were a food, he might be a gourmet sushi roll. Like sushi, Ethan is refined, which each aspect of his personality and character carefully crafted to create a harmonious and delightful experience. Just as a sushi roll combines different flavors, textures, and colors, Ethan brings together various talents, interests, and qualities that blend seamlessly to make him unique and unforgettable. He's elegant and complicated, yet approachable and down to earth, much like the artistry and accessibility of sushi. Ethan's presence is like savoring each bite of perfectly crafted sushi roll. It leaves you feeling satisfied, impressed, and eager for more. I want to say congratulations to Ethan, and I will certainly miss our 1-second meetings every morning that often lasted much, much longer. Congratulations to Ethan. James. If James were a food, he might be a gourmet steak. See, that's not terrible, right? Okay. Like a perfectly cooked steak, medium rare, by the way, James is a robust, full of flavor, and leaves a lasting impression. Just as steak is the centerpiece of a meal, James tends to command attention with his confident and charismatic presence. He's someone who exudes strength, reliability, and a sense of luxury, much like the indulgence of enjoying a high-quality steak. Whether it's through his leadership, his passion for what he does, or his ability to bring people together, James leaves a distinct and savory impression on everyone he meets. I want to say congratulations to him and thank him for all his volunteerism, not just in the Oxford community, but in the town of Westbrook as well. Thank you, James. Kurt. If Kurt were a food, he might be a gourmet cheese platter. Like a cheese platter, Kurt is sophisticated, diverse, and has layers of complexity that intrigue and appeal to those around him. Just as a cheese platter offers a variety of flavors, textures, and aromas, Kurt brings a range of talents, interests, and experiences to any situation. He's the kind of person who can effortlessly blend different elements together, creating a harmonious and memorable experience for those around him. Much like how a cheese platter is often the centerpiece of a gathering, Kurt tends to draw people in with his warmth and ability to bring people together over shared experiences. I want to say congratulations to Kurt, and of course, we will never forget the shot in the basketball championship game. Congratulations, Kurt, and thank you. Quinn. If Quinn were a food, he might be a multi-layered cake. Much like this vibrant and delightful dessert, Quinn brings a burst of flavor, energy, and joy to every situation. Just as each layer of cake adds depth and richness to the overall experience, Quinn's diverse talents, passions, and personality traits contribute to his unique and multifaceted character. He has a way of brightening up the room and spreading positively wherever he goes, much like how a multi-layered cake can lift the spirits and bring smiles to faces. With Quinn, every moment is a celebration of individuality, creativity, and the beauty of diversity. Congratulations. We will certainly miss your leadership and presence on campus next year. Alex. If Alex were a food, he might be a fiery bowl of chili. Like chili, Alex brings heat and intensity to any situation, infusing it with energy and excitement. Just as chili peppers add depth and complexity to a dish, Alex's dynamic personality and passion for life add layers of flavor to any interaction. He's the kind of person who spices things up, bringing a sense of adventure and thrill to every experience. Much like how a bowl of chili warms you up from the inside out, Alex has a way of igniting enthusiasm and igniting the fire within those around him. I want to say congratulations and thank you to Alex for remaining committed to himself and certainly to the school. Congratulations and thank you. Kenneth. If Kenneth were a food, he might be a fusion dish that combines flavors and ingredients from different cuisines. Much like a fusion dish, Kenneth brings together diverse perspectives, talents, and experiences, creating a unique and dynamic blend that leaves a lasting impression. Just as fusion cuisine blends traditional and contemporary elements, Kenneth effortlessly blends tradition with innovation, honoring his roots while embracing new ideas and opportunities. He's the kind of person who breaks boundaries, challenges norms, and creates something extraordinary out of the ordinary. With Kenneth, every encounter is a culinary adventure, full of surprises, excitement, and delicious moments. I I want to say congratulations to Kenneth for not only making his own community better, but certainly making the Oxford community much, much better. Thank you. Congratulations. All right. Ethan LaRoche. If Ethan were a food, he might be a complex dish that requires intricate preparation and sophisticated palate to appreciate fully, like a multi-course tasting menu at a Michelin-starred restaurant. Much like this culinary experience, Ethan's personality and character may require time and effort to understand and appreciate fully. But just as complex dishes reveal layers of flavors and textures, Ethan possesses depth and nuance with his thoughts, emotions, and actions, often reflecting a rich tapestry of experiences and insights. While challenging to grasp at first, delving into Ethan's complexities can lead to a rewarding and fulfilling understanding of his unique perspective and essence. I want to congratulate Ethan on an amazing time here at Oxford Academy, and also being the first person and face I see every single morning when I walk in the building. I want to say congratulations, thank you, and I'll miss him. Thomas. I know, I was concerned myself. If Thomas were a food, he might be key lime pie. You don't like key lime pie? All right, well, this is going to be an awkward 1 minute then. All right. Much like this iconic dessert, Thomas embodies the essence of Florida's vibrant and laid-back atmosphere. Key lime pie is known for its tangy and refreshing flavor, representing a perfect balance of sweet and tart. Just like Thomas's dynamic personality, which combines warmth and approachability with a hint of zest and spontaneity. Just as key lime pie is a beloved staple of Florida cuisine, Thomas is someone who leaves a lasting impression with his charm, friendliness, and genuine hospitality. He's the kind of person who brings a taste of sunshine and happiness wherever he goes, making every interaction with him a delightful treat. Congratulations, it has been an absolute pleasure to watch you grow as a young man and flourish here in the Oxford community. Olin. If Olin were a food, he might be a galaxy-themed cake. Much like this fantastical dessert, Olin's presence is inspiring and full of wonder. Imagine a cake adorned with edible stars, swirling galaxies, and sparkling constellations, representing Olin's boundless creativity and imagination. Just as each slice of the galaxy cake reveals new cosmic delights, Olin's complex personality and talents continue to surprise and enchant those around him. He's the kind of person who ignites curiosity and sparks inspiration, inviting others to explore the universe of possibilities with him. With Olin, every encounter is a magical journey through the cosmos, where dreams come to life and the extraordinary becomes reality. I want to say congratulations and thank him for being so resilient and dedicated to Oxford Academy. Finally, John. If John were a food, he might be a traditional Sunday roast with all the trimmings. Much like this iconic British meal, John embodies a sense of warmth, tradition, and hospitality. Just as a Sunday roast is a centerpiece for bringing family and friends together, John has a knack for creating a sense of community and camaraderie wherever he goes. He's the kind of person who values shared moments and meaningful conversations over good food and company. With his comforting presence and genuine charm, John is like a hearty roast dinner, cherished favorite that leaves everyone feeling nourished, content, and uplifted. I want to say congratulations to him and also just say what a transformation it has been since those first days at Oxford Academy. You are literally a different young man. Congratulations. Now that we're all hungry, I have one last story for the seniors before we hand them some books. And the story is entitled, 3 Brothers. Once, there were 3 brothers who loved adventure. One day, they decided to go on a journey, each one to a different country, and to meet again on a certain day 10 years later. Each brother was to bring back with him an unusual gift. The oldest brother decided to go to the east. When he arrived in a certain eastern town, he was fascinated by what he saw there. Magicians, dancing girls, jugglers, and acrobats were everywhere. As the brother was watching the entertainments, he saw one magician hold up a magic glass through which he could see the distant corners of the kingdom. Ah, thought the oldest brother, I would like to have that glass, for that would certainly be an unusual object to share with my brothers. He asked the magician, tell me, how much is that glass? I should like to buy it from you. At first, the magician would not part with his magic glass, but after much pleading by the older brother and some bargaining, they agreed upon a price, and the magician sold the glass to the oldest brother. The second brother traveled to a country in the west. Wherever he went, he kept his eyes open and his mind as well. He was always on the lookout for the most unusual gift that he could bring back to his brothers. One day, he was attracted by the cries of an old carpet seller who called out, "Carpets for sale, beautiful, wonderful, carpets here." The brother approached the carpet seller and began to examine his carpets when suddenly he saw the carpet at the bottom of the pile begin to move. It seemed to be moving by itself. "What kind of carpet is this one?" he asked, pointing to the bottom one, which was quite visible by then. The old merchant motioned for him to bend down and whispered in his ear, "This is a magic carpet. Buy it and it will take you anywhere you want to go, and quickly too." The second brother and the carpet seller finally settled upon a price, and the brother took the magic carpet with him, satisfied that he had the most unusual gift. The youngest brother went south, and when he arrived in a certain country, he traveled far and wide to see what he could find to bring back to his brothers. Now this country was noted for its many forests. One day, the youngest brother was walking in a grove of trees when he noticed something strange. A tree that was a different shape from the hundreds of trees around it. It was covered with orange-red blossoms, and it was beyond beautiful. As the younger brother came closer, he saw that there was only one red pomegranate on the tree. "This is strange indeed," thought the young man, "a pomegranate tree with only one pomegranate." He approached the tree slowly, laughing to himself and thinking of the story he would tell his brothers about the pomegranate tree full of blossoms with only one fruit on it. As he reached for the pomegranate, it fell into his hand even before he could pluck it from the branch. As soon as that happened, another pomegranate burst from one of the blossoms. When the brother saw this, he looked at the pomegranate in his hand and said to himself, "This must be a magical pomegranate. It is the only one on the tree, and yet as soon as it fell into my hands, when I was about to reach for it, a new pomegranate appeared suddenly. But what kind of magic does it perform? I wonder." The youngest brother examined the pomegranate, marveling at its beauty. The shape was so perfect, he thought, crowned with the crown of King Solomon. He walked away from the tree, looking at his mysterious new treasure. When he looked back to see the tree once more, it was no longer there. It had disappeared. "Now I know this is a magic pomegranate, and so this is what I will bring back to my brothers." 10 years passed, and when the three brothers met as they had planned, they embraced with delight. They eagerly showed each other the unusual objects they had brought back from their journeys. The oldest brother said, "Let me look through my glass and see what I can see." When he held up the glass, he saw in a far-off kingdom a young princess lying ill in bed near death. "Quickly, dear brothers, get on my magic carpet and we'll fly there," said the second brother. In what seemed like seconds, the three brothers arrived at the far-off kingdom. In the royal palace of this kingdom, the king, whose daughter lay ill, was grief-stricken. He had sent out for every doctor in the country to cure the princess, but they had all failed, and there was no hope left for the princess. Finally, the king had sent a messenger throughout the country saying, "Whoever can save my daughter, the princess, will have her hand in marriage and half the kingdom." As if in a dream, the youngest brother heard a voice whisper inside him, "The pomegranate." The youngest brother approached the king and asked, "May I try to cure the princess?" The king agreed and led the young man to the princess. When the young man saw the princess, he approached quietly and sat by her side. Then he took the pomegranate from his pocket, cut it open with gentle care, carefully cutting each kernel from its place, and then fed the red kernels to the princess. In a few moments, the princess felt stronger, the color returned to her cheeks. Soon she sat up in bed, fully restored to health. The king was overjoyed. He hugged his daughter, and turning to the three young men, he announced, "The man who saved my daughter will marry her." The three brothers began to quarrel, like brothers do, each one claiming to be the one who should marry the princess. The oldest brother said, "If it were not for my magical glass, we would never have even known the princess was ill in the first place. So since I discovered this first, I deserve to marry the princess." "But brothers, it was because of my magic carpet that we could arrive so quickly," argued the second brother. "Otherwise, the princess would have died. I deserve to marry the princess." Then the youngest brother said, "It was my magic pomegranate that actually healed the princess. I deserve to marry her." Since the three brothers could not decide which one should marry the princess, the king tried to decide. He looked at the three clever young men, but he could not decide either who deserved to marry his daughter. The king finally turned to the princess and asked, "Who do you think deserves to marry you, my daughter?" The princess answered simply, "I will ask each of them a question." She turned to the oldest brother and asked, "Has your magic glass changed in any way since you arrived in this kingdom?" "No," replied the oldest brother. "My glass is the same as always, and I can look through it and see every corner of this kingdom." The princess then asked the second brother, "Has your magic carpet changed in any way since you arrived in this kingdom?" And the second brother answered, "No. My magic carpet is the same, and I can fly anywhere on it, as always." Turning to the youngest brother, the princess asked, "Has your magic pomegranate changed in any way since you arrived in this kingdom?" And the youngest brother answered, "Yes, princess. My pomegranate is no longer whole, for I gave you a portion of it." The princess turned to the three young men and said, "I will marry the youngest brother because he performed the greatest good deed, because he gave up something of his own." A lavish wedding was arranged for the princess and the youngest brother, and the king appointed the princess and all the three brothers to become his royal advisors. Seniors, I do not have a magical glass. I certainly do not have a magical carpet, nor do I have a pomegranate to give you today. But as you embark on your journey beyond these walls, always remember, true success is not measured by the wealth or objects you amass, nor the accolades you receive, but by the happiness you cultivate in others along the way. Cherish the moments of joy, embrace the lessons from the struggles, and most importantly, surround yourself with love and kindness. So to the class of 2024, may your lives be filled with abundant happiness. May you always find the courage to chase your dreams with joy in your hearts. Congratulations, and may happiness accompany you on every step of your journey. Thank you. That's the best I've ever done, guys. I made it through. I'm pretty happy about that. So we have a tradition here at Oxford Academy. Every year, the faculty and staff help me pick a book for the boys. So if each of them would stand up, and then Ms. Lissoa is going to assist me. I'd like to hand you gentlemen a book that you can read whenever you like. Okay, I'd like to introduce Mr. Maragliano to start with the academic awards.
Thank you, Phil. Welcome, everybody. It's the privilege of the faculty each year to honor selected graduates for athletics, academics, and personal achievements. I would like to begin by introducing Mr. Michael Lindquist to give the Oxford Academy Athletic Award.
The Senior Athletic Award goes to the Oxford Academy senior class member who plays a minimum of 2 varsity sports and has athletic excellence as a member of the Oxford Academy sports teams. Varsity coaches and director of athletics votes to determine who represents the teams and the community of Oxford Academy proudly with the highest character and that the athletic department of school expects. This exceptional student athlete embodies the spirit of sportsmanship, leadership, and perseverance, demonstrating unwavering commitment to their craft while inspiring those around them with their passion and determination. While this award is for the past academic year, all years of this student's time here at Oxford is taken into consideration. This individual was a leader on the field and courts, participating in all 3 varsity sports, even as a captain of our soccer team. His presence within our athletic community will be missed next year, and we wish him the best in his future athletic endeavors. For the senior class of 2024, the Senior Athletic Award goes to Thomas Reed.
Thank you, Mr. Lindquist. Well done, Thomas. The next series of awards are for achievement in the academic disciplines. To present the English Award, Mr. Justin Lodano.
The award for excellence in English goes to a student who exemplifies ambitious work ethic, dedication to his writing, and an ability to analyze literature for more than what is on the page. I had the honor of teaching this student his first year at Oxford. Early in the year, he told me he enjoyed books that were straightforward and easy to interpret. This led us to reading, you guessed it, Greek philosophy. After just a few classes with Marcus Aurelius, Plato, and Socrates, this student found joy in understanding the hardships and lessons of others. This is when I came to know this student as a deep thinker, a problem solver, and someone who is never afraid of an intellectual challenge. When writing, he was able to recognize the truth in our literary characters, noting that, much like us, it is their flaws that make them who they are. In debate topics, he found that he was passionate about arguing his own point of view while still being open-minded about the perspective of others. One of our favorite philosophers from our class once said, "The only wealth which you will keep forever is the wealth you have given away." I hope this award recipient understands the wealth he has given to his teachers and our community during his time at Oxford. And although he is pursuing a major in engineering, I hope he considers a minor in English, even if it's just to make his favorite English teacher, Miss Clark, happy. I am honored to present the award for excellence in English to Mr. Quinn Giblin.
Thank you, Mr. Lodano. Well done, Quinn. To announce the Mathematics Award, Mr. Christopher McGrath.
Any student can listen while the teacher provides instruction, copy notes, word for word from the board, memorize procedures for solving problems, and can sit quietly through an entire lesson. But what makes a student truly proficient in math? The National Council of Teachers of Mathematics says that a proficient math student must explain themselves the meaning of a problem and look for entry points to its solution, make sense of quantities and their relationships in problem situations, use assumptions, definitions, and previously established results to construct arguments, apply the mathematics that they know to solve problems arising in everyday life, consider all available tools when solving a problem, communicate precisely with others, look closely to discern a pattern, and must notice if calculations are repeated and look for general methods and shortcuts. According to our teachers, our award recipient has all of these qualities, as mentioned earlier, and is deserving of this award. Congrats to Olin Rubinow. Olin is not here, so Jude will be accepting. Congrats, Jude.
Thank you, Mr. McGrath. The Art Award will be presented by Ms. Nicole Stark.
Good morning. I'm grateful for the opportunity to stand before you to present this year's Art Award. The student who earned this award showed a tremendous amount of growth in both of his ability and drawing skills, but more importantly, I saw his self-confidence improve throughout the year. When he first started, he would question every mark he made, always looking to me to ask if it was good enough and afraid of messing up. But over time, I saw him learn to trust the process, taking his time and fixing his drawings without seeking my approval. His hard work and effort showed. Over the course of the school year, he created some beautiful works. This year's Art Achievement Award goes to Ethan LaRoche.
Thank you, Ms. Stark. Well done, Ethan. Mr. Greg Swytag will present the History Award.
The Social Studies Award for Superior Work and Achievement is presented to the graduate who illustrates a high understanding of social studies in and out of the classroom, while showcasing genuine interest in learning new cultures while sharing their own. This student had demonstrated a high level of discussion and curiosity in his psychology class. He is able to read and retain high levels of information from case studies, then connect that information to societal norms that are ever-changing in this digital age. He knows the brain and sees how people can be swayed by the numerous factors that surround us every day. His human geography teacher this year described him as an extremely passionate student who wants to share and learn about new customs and traditions, a student who is naturally curious and a pleasure to teach. These are all admirable qualities that will serve him well in his adult life and career. The 2024 Social Studies Award goes to Quinn Giblin.
Thank you, Mr. Swytag. Well done, Quinn. To present the Science Department Award, Mr. Carter Price.
I'm proud to present the Distinguished Scholar Award for Science on behalf of the Science Department. As a community of science teachers, I believe it is our role to instill and cultivate a scientific thinking in our students. And I looked up on AI and the internet what scientific skills are. What are the 3 most common skills that people agree on? And I found critical thinking, communication, and problem solving. And it's that last one that I want to focus on today, problem solving. Being that Oxford is one-on-one teaching, it's very easy to see if a student can and will solve problems in class. And I posed a lot of problems to my student this year. I gave him problems such as, all right, here's a go-kart. I want you to design an entire investigation to answer a question that you come up with. And he was able to come up with like 5 or 6 different questions and see that problem through and find an answer. Probably the most impressive piece of work he did this year was I gave him a question of build a reverse osmosis machine to concentrate maple sap. And he did it. He created a video. He did many things to show that this worked. He tested it and designed it and wrote an entire project report that is published on True Blue. Not only this year was this student successful, last year he was very successful in his chemistry class, impressing his teachers there. When I was describing the student to faculty during a faculty meeting, I told them that this student has kept me on my toes more than any other student in the past. He comes to class every day prepared, with his work done, with new questions that I have to find a way to answer because he's now ahead of me of where I thought we would be. So it is an honor for myself to present the Distinguished Science Scholar Award to Quinn Giblin.
Thank you, Mr. Price. Well done, Quinn. Miss Emma Brockler will announce the Foreign Language Award.
Good morning. It's a pleasure to be able to celebrate the Oxford Academy seniors today, and I'm very glad to be a part of it. I'm up here to announce the recipient of the Foreign Language Award for Passion and Curiosity in Spanish. I would like to share a few things about this student before he's honored. This young man made an impression before even arriving for his first day at Oxford. It was clear upon opening the student's application that he cared deeply for learning about the Spanish language and culture. This was an exciting discovery, and I remember sharing my joy with our Dean of Studies, Jude Maragliano, in the hallway between our offices. While he was initially reserved in class, with time, he began to open up about his journey through high school and his struggles and successes. Building a partnership in class with him was wonderful. I was fortunate to watch him build trust in our school and our community. What I admired about him in the classroom were his conscious decisions to identify ideas, concepts, verbs, and skills that challenged him, his honesty, and his thoughtfulness. Yet, I was happiest to see him grow in his 2 years here. He did not just identify problems, he faced these challenges and worked through them. He demonstrated strength and vulnerability when he acknowledged difficulties, and because of his passion for Spanish, he pressed on to continue learning. By the end of his career in his Oxford Academy Spanish classes, Kurt Elias was reading complex news articles about basketball, the Olympics, and sports. He was happy to spend a class period conversing in Spanish if it meant I was not going to ask him to read aloud. As Kurt continues on in college, I hope he chooses to pursue his passion for Spanish, as it really brings out many wonderful qualities about him as a student. We will miss having him here, and I will miss Kurt's continued excitement for Spanish. But most importantly, I will look forward to hearing about his successes at High Point University, knowing that they gained a hardworking and passionate student. Mr. Jude Maragliano will accept the Foreign Language Award for Passion and Curiosity on behalf of Kurt Elias.
Thank you, Emma. Well done, Kurt. The faculty as a whole, we meet at the end of the academic year, and we choose students deserving of special recognition. We get together and we vote is really what we do. The first award that is debated in this heated debate we have is talked about and voted on for international understanding. The award for international understanding will be given by Mr. Zach Hayden.
Good morning. The award for international understanding is given to an Oxford senior who speaks more than one language and acts as an ambassador for his country of origin. Ideally, this individual is curious about the world, appreciative of its beauties, thoughtful about its problems, and invested in the global community. This year's recipient created a film bringing issues of racism, economic inequality, and flawed justice of 1930s Macomb, Alabama, into the light of 2024. He designed and executed a letter-writing campaign for Oxford students and staff that was in alignment with Amnesty International's International Human Rights Day. And they targeted 10 cases of significant injustice around the world with that campaign. He became an effective and pretty demanding teacher of French in our community. He asked questions about all of us. He was curious about our traditions, our personalities, our families, our identities, and he thought carefully about our answers. There are countless ways Kenneth Kanuma furthers the cause of international understanding, and what he has done at Oxford is only the beginning of the impact he will have as a global citizen. We're proud to be a part of your journey, Kenneth. Congratulations.
Thank you, Mr. Hayden. Well done, Kenneth. The next awards are also voted on by faculty recognize students for academic progress. The title of this award is Significant Academic Progress. This looks at where a student entered Oxford and the time that they ended their journey at Oxford and how much they gained within that time. With that in mind, I've seen this young man grow and develop independence both academically and socially. With the many conversations I've had with him, his family, his teachers, I found that Oxford Academy has opened many doors. Watching his path at Oxford, he pursued many interests while progressing significantly. He spent time delving into current events, both domestic and foreign, verifying solutions where reasonably appropriate in geometry and algebra. He studied the current state of beekeeping, researched and wrote, and practiced communication, creating surveys and non-objective biases. He helped with the raising of the sea-frelon brown trout to release them into a natural habitat. I encourage him to never lose curiosity as a lifelong learner. And for advice, mistakes are some of the biggest teachers, if and when we learn from them. I commend him for the progress he has made in 2 years at Oxford Academy. He has indeed made significant progress. John Sargent, I am proud of your progress. The next award, also voted on by the faculty, recognizes a student for academic achievement. This award is entitled Superior Academic Achievement. Today we are celebrating a student who has earned honors for all of the terms he was eligible for here at Oxford. Bless you. What I find so impressive about this student is that day in and day out, he would work at a high level. On his own, in a group, with teachers. He has the kind of old school grit, a kind of New England ingenuity that allows someone to succeed because they work too hard to fail. They want it. You hear about the generations of upcoming students and wonder, what happens to the ones who put their nose to the grindstone, or where's the work ethic? I don't know about them, but I know about him, and he's got it. I will share a comment from one of his teachers that I believe sums up this student. What I admire most and appreciate about this student's ability is to think deeply and critically. The questions he asks me in class are insightful and sometimes get me to reevaluate my own understanding of the story. This is a quality I rarely see in a student his age. I think that's profound. To be wise beyond your years, but to be young enough to still enjoy them, this is a gift. This student has a natural curiosity and a desire to succeed, and that's shown through consistency. Much should be said on his accomplishments over the past 2 years, such as dorm rep, no detention dinners, physics guru, the list goes on. Suffice it to say, from the recognition we have seen here, that on behalf of the entire faculty, I'm proud to present Quinn Giblin, academic. You earned it. Well done. Now, Mr. Colciolo will present the Headmaster's Award.
It gives me great pleasure to hand out this year's recipient of the Headmaster's Award. This young man truly is an amazing individual, a promising leader whose vision, courage, and unwavering dedication have illuminated the path for others in our community to follow. He's a student dorm representative, an honor student, but more importantly, one of the most caring young men in the school. Leadership isn't just about holding a title or wielding authority. It's about igniting the flames of possibility within others, empowering them to reach heights they never thought possible. Today, we honor someone who embodies the essence of leadership in its purest form. And as such, it is an absolute honor, a great honor, to recognize Kenneth as this year's recipient of the Headmaster's Award, which also comes with a $1,000 scholarship. Congratulations, Kenneth. Okay. Would now like to introduce our chairman of the board, giving this year's trustee address, Mr. Rich Connell. Yes.
Working. One of the tried and true approaches to starting a graduation address is to break the ice with a joke. While being able to tell a good joke, one that sets the stage, brings you along, and then hits you with that punchline, is not a gift that I have. In fact, I'll somehow provide a convoluted punchline well before it's due. However, much to the chagrin of our two sons, I have embraced bad dad jokes. I guess that it comes with the territory. I recently learned that alligators live for a really long time, which is why you will probably see an alligator later. My initial thought process for today's remarks involved both reflections and revelations. I thought about my high school graduation. I remember the day, the location, the weather, but unfortunately, I don't recall the speaker or what was said. Like you, I attended an all-boys boarding school here in Connecticut. While it wasn't Oxford, the school's impact on my personal life was similar to how Oxford has profoundly helped each of you find your unique direction and success in high school. Prior to attending that school for 3 years, I'm not sure where I was headed. I was academically lost and happy to be at the bottom of the heap. At my boarding school, I was challenged in a way that enabled me to rise to the top of the class, which in turn allowed me to attend the college of my choice with the goal of studying architecture and ultimately becoming an architect. I have remained closely connected to that school and am currently helping to plan an upcoming reunion. A clear revelation that came as I was preparing this talk for today is that 50 years ago and a couple months, I was sitting in my high school graduation ceremony. Like you, I was scratching the surface on what might be, with healthy doses of uncertainty and fear, but also with a strong foundation and courage to move forward with life's next adventures. When asked about my life after high school, my usual humble response is that I've been lucky. A dictionary definition of luck is, quote, success or failure apparently brought by chance rather than through one's own actions, unquote. Well, a quote from the Roman philosopher Seneca, and also credited to a diverse group, including Abraham Lincoln and Oprah Winfrey, is that, quote, luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. Saying that again, luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. So maybe it wasn't luck after all that contributed to my success. So if I bundle this all together and distill it down to some key reflections to share with you today, here are some thoughts for your consideration as you prepare for life after Oxford. First is be thankful. You have been given an amazing opportunity here at Oxford. Many made it possible, including your family, friends, teachers, and staff. It might have been financial support, encouragement when you needed it most, or just a caring smile. These individuals are your strongest advocates. They had and will continue to have your back. So provide them with thanks in whatever way is most genuine for you. Second is pay it forward. My thanks for something always results in me giving back in a way that will enhance a meaningful experience so that others can benefit as well. While paying it forward involves giving time, talent, and/or treasure, the first two are the most fulfilling and realistic for me. My wife and I will be forever grateful for what Oxford enabled our son to achieve. We just had to get involved in whatever way we could. One thing led to the next, and here I am as board president. It has become a very rewarding experience. I encourage you to do the same for Oxford, at other places that you discover in your life's journey, and in other ways. Don't just take, but give in whatever way you can. It will provide you with amazing satisfaction. Next is keep an open mind. It is so difficult in a world where we are constantly bombarded with information that may or may not be true. This information has come from an absoluteness which doesn't always bring out the best in people. Being able to understand and respect different and diverse viewpoints from those who are not just like you, which means virtually everyone else, is part of having a strong moral compass. Really listen, engage, and let an open mind help you make a better person. Next is embrace integrity. Integrity is a real treasure. It is uncompromising and the true measure of a person. It encompasses so much from keeping your word to being trustworthy to being able to be relied on. It's not easy to maintain, but should also give you pause when you veer, which you will, and I have. It's never too late to adopt, and doing so will provide you with often immeasurable but real benefits. Next is never stop learning, and we heard a little bit about that so far this morning. There is always knowledge to benefit from. It comes in many forms from a variety of sources, including life's day-to-day experiences. Be a sponge and let an insatiable quest for knowledge be an integral part of who you are. Next is seize opportunities. I mentioned luck earlier and my realization that my life has often benefited from preparation meets opportunity. Opportunities are fickle. You need to see them, as sometimes they hide or aren't really readily apparent, and be in the position to take advantage of what they present, which is the preparation part. They also need to be realistic and appropriate for where you want to go. Sometimes they might look great, but end up not being truly a good fit for you, which the preparation process will help you discern. So keep an eye open for opportunities and be willing to prepare and position yourself to take action, understanding that they can come and go quickly, and don't be discouraged when they don't work out. And finally, have fun. Enjoy what life has to offer. My hope is that 50 years from now, you will not only remember the day, the location, and the weather, the rain and the sun, maybe, but that your time capsule of mementos from today includes this small card with these key reflections. I hope that you consider them in relation to your life's journey and have the revelation that they somehow guided you to. So here's a copy for your time capsule. But returning to today, I offer you congratulations for what you have achieved and wish you Godspeed for the future. Thank you.
Okay, every year, the senior class discusses and votes and selects one of their own to represent them. This year, the senior class is happy to welcome Thomas to give this year's commencement speech.
Good morning. Mr. Cochiola, Mr. Lasota, faculty, and staff. I want to thank you for allowing me to speak to you today. I'd also like to thank all of our parents and family for being here, for their support, trust, and faith in us. Without you, we wouldn't be where we are today. Carpe diem is a phrase first used by the Roman poet Horace more than 2,000 years ago. It loosely means seize the day in Latin. Horace said that one should enjoy life while one can. This philosophy is meant to inspire us to make the most out of each day and out of our lives. When I was growing up in Atlanta, there was a country club where we would go, and its motto was Carpe Diem. It was on the shirts, hats, menus, the front of the clubhouse, and even at the bottom of the pool. I asked my dad one day what it meant. He explained it to me, but I wasn't really that impressed. When I was in 6th grade, though, I really took notice when Carpe Diem was printed on the back of my wrestling team t-shirt. Obviously, Carpe Diem was a phrase I needed to pay more attention to and think more about. Before coming to Oxford Academy, I had made some questionable choices and definitely wasn't living my life to the fullest. Oxford put opportunities in front of me, which, if taken advantage of, would allow me the chance to make the most of my remaining time in high school. I remember sitting across from Coach's desk when I toured Oxford. I remember how I felt thinking that this school could possibly be a fit for me. Coach told me they needed a goalie on their soccer team, but I hadn't played soccer since middle school. It didn't matter. He said that if I wanted to play and put forth the effort, I could be on the team. I left Westbrook that day feeling like I already was a member of the team, and I hadn't even played yet. Little did I know that we would win a championship that season. Definitely a highlight of my time here at Oxford. Coach also told me that our past is not important here at Oxford. We would not be focused on that. Just like Coach, Carpe Diem teaches us to focus on the present and stop worrying about the things that no longer matter from the past. We should appreciate the moments in each day, do things that bring us joy, and to not let opportunities pass us by. Some of the incredible opportunities we've had here at Oxford span from Oregon to South Carolina, from Canada to Puerto Rico. We explored dark caves in Oregon and stargazed at night. We walked on historic battlefields and toured aircraft carriers in Charleston. I remember as the only true Southerner on that trip down south last year, I enjoyed introducing a few guys to some of my favorites, gumbo and sweet tea. We played football in the giant dunes of Cape Cod and saw the most amazing humpback whales off the coast of Provincetown. I bravely ran into the freezing water with Crew and Parker to keep Oxford's Cape Cod swimming tradition alive. FYI, I wouldn't recommend that. My point is that here at Oxford, we are definitely not afraid to try new things or explore new opportunities. We definitely seize the day in the moments in each day. Closer to home, we played tennis and pickleball on Oxford's new courts. Played basketball in the Ox Box. Played manhunt at night. Cooked out and had bonfires. We visited historical New England seaports, museums in New York City, and went to some great sporting events. These opportunities were all around us, and we took full advantage of them. Some of us might have taken this Carpe Diem philosophy to the extreme. Just ask Mr. Lasota. Okay, I've had a few, maybe more than a few hours of detention for seizing the day, maybe just a little bit too much. To my fellow graduates, Adrian, or should I say double A, I enjoyed our time at Disney, and I'm so glad I finally got to see the real side of you. You are a lot of fun to be around. Kurt, I love the nights where I would actually stay up and we would climb out of the window to get Domino's from the front of Lynn Hall. Sorry, Mr. Forrest. I'm looking forward to seeing what our futures hold at High Point University. Ethan Barker, we've shared a lot of good laughs, talked a lot about music, and you've even helped me tie my tie. You're very talented, and I can't wait to see what your business venture brings you. Olin, you run like you're good at math, whatever that means. You're an excellent tennis player, and I really enjoyed our matches, especially when we destroy everyone as double partners. Best of luck at Lafayette College. Kenneth, I've enjoyed getting to know you these past 2 years. Running in the dark in Cape Cod when everyone was turned around was a highlight of our time together. I hope North Texas University treats you well. Quinn, from me telling you what to do on the soccer field to becoming closer throughout the year, I've really liked our time together. I've enjoyed sharing memes with you, and the last few days at Disney were so much fun. I wish some of your and Olin's math skills would rub off on me, but sadly they didn't. John, those last 2 nights in Disney when I would stay up with you, Quinn, and Adrian were amazing. You're very out of pocket and say the most random things. I like that about you. Hope Beacon College treats you well. James, I'll miss you zooming out of campus on your scooter to go fight fires. You've been a good friend over the past 2 years. Keep doing your thing and be a great firefighter. Oh, Lord. Ethan LaRoche, where do I begin? We've hung out a lot and we've enjoyed our moments together. It's just not going to be the same without hearing a good song. Recently, our Oxford community was challenged. Luckily, what happened doesn't define us. I think it has brought us closer together and made us even stronger. Jack is a real fighter, and I'm a better person for knowing him and having him a part of Oxford. To Oxford Academy, thank you for believing in us and giving us a great education and a brighter future. Thank you for helping us make the most of our days here. One thing I want to leave you all with is what Eminem said in his 2002 song, Lose Yourself. You better lose yourself in the music. The moment you own it, you better never let it go. You only get one shot. Do not miss your chance to blow. This opportunity comes once in a lifetime. To the class of 2024, we have come a long way, made some great memories, and had a lot of fun. Life is short, but we have a lifetime of opportunities still ahead of us. Let us go forward and make the most of all of our days. Carpe diem.
Thank you, Thomas. Each year, the seniors choose from faculty and staff to represent them. This year, they selected Mr. Andrew Folsom to represent the class of 2024.
Hello. All right. We're going to forego that. Head of school, Coach Iola, administration, fellow teachers, students, and esteemed members of the Oxford community. Welcome to your special day. The turning of a page into the chapter of adulthood. You are about to take on much greater responsibility for your own lives, and we applaud you for this achievement. You're graduating not just from a school, but from a home, from a family who will always welcome you back and eagerly awaits news of your future adventures. Most importantly, you're graduating from an academy, not a school. There's a difference. A school seeks to form the mind for a particular purpose, right? Original schools being designed to create factory workers to function in an industrial society. You are graduating from an academy. Oxford, in particular, is an institution that seeks to form the mind, body, and soul of its students. Work to remember the gift you have been given by coming to this place. Remember the people who helped you to grow, especially when you didn't want to. It has been a gift for us to teach you, and for me in particular, to live with you, knowing you at your best moments, and even at your moments of failure and struggle. I am proud of you. Do your best going forward to grow into men of character who leave the places you go better than you found them. Care for the poor, lift up the helpless and the friendless. This is your charge, and you will be held to account at the end of your lives for how well you have done this. Don't waste your lives pursuing worthless pleasures and the approval of those who care nothing for you. Don't waste your days observing screens, watching people who will never know you. Strive after worthy goals, not wind, truth, goodness, holiness even. It is toward these goals that you must work. Society has spent the last few decades turning men into bumbling idiots who can no more raise a family, hold down a job, than they can tie their shoes. Do not be the Homer Simpsons and the Peter Griffins of the future. Redeem the image of men. This world is looking to you. It is desperate for men of character, for leaders who will shepherd in peace and prosperity for all. Peace and prosperity that can replace the division and the violence that grip it. Be that hope for the future. It is a race worth running, I promise you. Never give up. If you truly do the right thing, you will have many who doubt you and even criticize you, and that's okay. Remember, if you have enemies, that means you stand for something. It is not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles or where the doer of deeds could have done better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs and comes up short again and again, because there is no effort without error. You guys were not created for comfort. You were created for greatness, for goodness, for courageous lives. This will take different forms for each of you. Some of you may achieve great wealth and status. Some of you may save lives. Others will find it in raising a family or in finding talent in your jobs. But in the end, you can't take any of it with you. Not a bit. Your soul is the only thing that goes with you. So take care of it. It's important. Therein lies true greatness. So again, we salute you. I am deeply proud of each and every one of you. And I see before me good men. And I look forward to seeing your future endeavors. Please keep in touch. We will miss you. We hope for you. And I will pray for you. If I could impart any other advice to you that might be worth something, I would share a very short poem that was a favorite of mine as a young boy. I think the author of The Jungle Book and the creator of Mowgli could state it best, as he says the following: if you can keep your head about you when all those around you are losing theirs and blaming it on you, if you can trust yourself when all men doubt you, but make allowance for their doubting too, if you can wait and not be tired by waiting, or being lied about, don't deal in lies, or being hated, don't give way to hating, and yet don't look too good nor talk too wise. If you can dream and not make dreams your master, if you can think and not make thoughts your aim, if you can meet with triumph and disaster, and treat those two impostors just the same, if you can bear to hear the truth you've spoken, twisted by knaves to make a trap for fools, or watch the things you gave your life to broken, and stoop and build them up with worn-out tools, if you can make one heap of all your winnings and risk it all on one turn of pitch and toss, and lose and start again at your beginnings, and never breathe a word about your loss, if you can force your heart and nerve and sinew to serve your turn long after they're gone, and so hold on when there's nothing in you except the will which says to them, hold on, if you can talk with crowds and keep your virtue, or walk with kings, nor lose the common touch. If neither foes nor loving friends can hurt you, if all men count with you, but none too much, if you can fill the unforgiving minute with 60 seconds worth of distance run, yours is the earth and everything that's in it, and which is more, you'll be a man, my son. Congratulations, the class of 2024.
Okay. It's now the time you've all been waiting for. Some of you have been waiting longer than others. But we are here to announce the students and hand them their diplomas. I'd like to introduce back again Mr. Maragliano.
James Barron. Quinn Austin Giblin. Kenneth Kunama. John Robert Sargent. Thomas Leonard Reif. Ethan V. LaRoche. I'm happy to present the 2024 graduating senior class.